Okay, so tonight's training is all about the tablet promotion, rewards, and marketing. So if we look at this tablet promotion, this latest one, to get a tablet, you need to have 15 pairs in total. So that's 15 people with a twin rise booster on your left, 15 on the right. Okay, if we look at what are your earnings from this, and this is how are you going to market this to someone? Because typically someone will take a booster for themselves. If they've got a little bit more money, then they'll probably take a booster for their partner and for one of their children, or even more of their children. So what I've done here is just looked at that so that you can give this as an example to people. So they're going to be putting in $100. They'll be getting a weekly profit on $200. Therefore, if you look at the average of about 1.4% per week, they'll be earning $2.80 per week on that $200. And if you've got two referrals, or the person that signs in his partner and his child, they will then earn that weekly profit for themselves, their two referrals, and a binary. So you're looking at about $4.06 that they'll be earning from that $200 position with their two people underneath them. Going forward to get the tablet promotion, remember this is it started last week, but obviously when the promotion started, but the cutoff date is the middle of December to get your tablet. So you need to have your 15 pairs on your left, and not pairs, it's called pairs, but you need 15 people on your left and 15 people on your right with the $100 twin booster. So if we look at sort of how you start, you get your two people, they get their two people, and you build it up. Now remember that these don't always have to be your direct. So if this person, for instance, if we look at the next slide, this person here signs on his friend in this position here, and that will also count towards your 15, because the business will look and say, okay, how many of these packages have you got on your left? How many have you got on your right? You didn't have to bring them all in. It's you and your team that brought it in. So whoever's in your right or left leg, that's considered your team, and the system will simply look for boosters. And once you've got 15, you've got the qualification for the tablet. So when we look at this tablet, and I know Paula on the call with us has achieved the tablet in the past, which also means that she won't be able to achieve the tablet again in this promotion. So she'll help her team to get there. If you're looking at the actual earnings that you earn from having this position where you've got 15 on your left, 15 on your right, and this is obviously excluding whatever's in your team already, but this would be the new boosters. So it's $3,000 worth of business volume or business deposit on the left, $3,000 on the right of deposit, which would then give you a bonus per week just off that of $6.30 from this structure here. Now, if you look at that, and let's say by the end of or the middle of December, when you receive your tablet, you would have earned $50.40 by then. When you earn the tablet and you achieve the tablet's value is $330. So what's happening with the NWP system is they're rewarding you long before you've actually earned the money. So, often in other companies, you've had to sort of almost achieve the highest level already to get a reward like this. Whereas NWP does things differently. They're giving you a reward before you've even earned the equivalent in bonuses. So that's very nice, and that's why the NWP rewards are there, and they specifically are there for the networker to help you build your business and to give you that incentive to keep on building. Because when you build, you're just going to be increasing your weekly earnings. And the bigger your team gets, obviously, the bigger your weekly earnings is going to get. So I hope that helps you understand sort of the philosophy behind the promotions that NWP puts together in like these tablet promotions and even the rewards. And we'll look at the rewards just now as well. So when you there's another question that you often get: what happens when the booster ends? So let's have a look at this $200 or $100 booster to $200 promotion. If you had to, how many weeks will it take you to earn $200 if you've only got this promotion? Well, if you go on an average of 1.25% per week, and that's a little bit lower than the actual average we're experiencing at the moment, but let's just say it continued a little bit lower than it is, that's going to take you 80 weeks to earn your $200. So you're in the system for 80 weeks. What if you reinvest those profits? Well, at the end of 80 weeks, you would have had $495 in your deposit. So that's what you, at the end of the 80 weeks, you will actually have 495 in capital, therefore earning about $6.19 per week. Then remember, what's going to happen is that $200 is going to fall away, and you will still have $295 in your account, and you'll be earning $3.69. That's because you've reinvested. Now, this is taking into account the growth. So that's why it's become, that $200 has actually become $495 that you got boosted there. The boost amount gets taken away, and you're still left with 295. So that's what effectively what the booster has done for you. It's accelerated your growth, because if you only put in $100 at the end of 80 weeks, you certainly wouldn't have $295 in. It would probably be just over, or just actually be under the 200 at that stage. So yeah, that just gives you an idea of what's happening with the booster and how you're going to earn on the booster. Often people will ask you, what is the best package to start with? And obviously that's a very difficult question. But one of the things that you would obviously try to look at when the person asks you that question is, if they want to make a withdrawal every week and a reinvestment every week, therefore get the best benefit from their money, they're going to, by putting in $1,000, that's going to earn them $12.55, and that's looking at this last week. Then remember that if they had $1,000, you would actually advise them to take a booster of the $200 and put the other $900 into a conventional portfolio, which is actually then going to give them $13.81 per week. So that's just a simple example of a question that you often get. People will ask you about, what do you think is the best to put in? And you can help them. Obviously, they, sometimes are not always ready to go there, but that's ultimately when you're speaking to people and they'll ask you, at what point will I be able to reinvest every week? And it's typically around the $1,000, where you can safely say that if you've got $1,000, even on a relatively low week, you'll still have enough to reinvest that week. Just looking again at the example that I used in the presentation last night, this is the direct referrals and the different bonuses that you would get on your levels. Looking at this one that I showed last night as well, remember that your person who starts, ultimately at some stage they'll build up to 10,000, and when they're at 10,000, that accelerates their growth quite quickly up to 50,000, and you've got this type of earning potential from those people. So it's about getting the person started, showing them the system, letting them experience it for themselves, and they will just carry on building. When we look at, there's a little thing when you look at your the rewards, then the first level of rewards is when you get the smartwatch. So I know that it says 3 months data, but it's smartwatch. If you were going there on a very slow route, once you've got $1,500 on your left, $1,500 on your right, you've effectively started your way up the rewards ladder. I mean, obviously, you've started there already from whatever you've got in your account at the moment. But this is sort of like, say, when you get in on a quicker track to get in there. If you had $1,500 in your left and $1,500 in your right, it's going to take you approximately 5 to 6 months to earn the $100 in binary. Then moving up to the next level, and this is quite interesting. If you go for the tablet promotion, you're going to be on this level where you would have quickly earned that $100. That would take you about 2 or 3 months to earn the $100. And then you'll get up to this level where this is the one where you get the hotel stay for you and your partner. And, being at the level of $3,000 on your left, $3,000 on your right, you're going to quickly get up to the rungs of the reward status. Now, obviously, 3,000 is sort of a starting level. But if we look at sort of the next level up, and that's to try and get yourself the Rolex watch, and to get there, you will obviously need a little bit more in your business. Now, what I've done here is I've shown what's the monthly earning on the binary. So if you had, now this is your left or your right, and this is your matched. So in other words, if you see whatever you see here, you've got the same on your right to earn this level. Your first level, 5,000, you're going to be earning about $42 a month from a $5,000 business. And then if you increase that by 5 people with $5,000 on each side, and remember, this is you and your team. That's what your business looks like. Your binary would then go up to 252. Once the bigger guys start coming in and they start adding money, well, your binary is going to increase very quickly. And here you're up to a left side of 140,000, right side of 140,000, and a binary of about 750 per month. When we look at to get yourself to the Rolex watch, if you would go into the Rolex watch in a year, you would need to start on a very slow growth. And what I've done here is this is a conservative monthly growth of about 10%. At these levels, you'll experience much better than 10% growth because remember, people are, you've got the bigger investors in, you've got them reinvesting, and them telling their friends. So it's really to get yourself to a level where people are talking about the business. And we're going to talk about some things about how we can talk about the business in a moment. But this just gives you an idea of earning that $25,000. If you were, if in my book, the way I look at this, the Rolex watch for most people who have decided to start working this business is no more than 2 years away at the longest. And that's just on the way we're experiencing things now without extras being added into the system like SIP and those type of things. So getting yourself up to gold ambassador, and what I want you to notice here is that your earnings at this level, when you earn the Rolex watch at 25,000, you've earned 25,000. The watch that you get is a value of at least 7,500. So that you can see that what NWP is doing is giving you real decent rewards. It's not like they're just skimping on the rewards. This is a really nice reward. And that's just the way it's going up and up. When you look at the next level, which is your gold ambassador, where you've got 2 people on the left with Rolex watches and 2 people on the right, your binary income is around about 6,720 per month. Yet at that level, they'll give you 10,000 for a down payment on a car. So it's very generous. Are there any questions about what I've said so far, or any question that you have really? Please just ask. So I know there's one or two people that have joined late. So if you have any questions about anything, this is the meeting where you can ask any question. What I want to discuss now with you is some marketing tactics. And here's a suggestion I got from one of our team members. And what he says is that we need a weekly proof ritual in the business. And this is every Saturday or Sunday, we host a short, high energy live stream. Someone logs in, they show their withdrawal live, and then receiving it into their SafePower wallet, and they show the funds arriving. It's no slides or anything like that. It's just the back office, the showing the screen of your SafePower wallet, and then showing people that it's a live withdrawal system, so that they can actually see how the system works. And this was suggested that we do it weekly to show people of the proof, because the biggest problem with people is that they have this idea that everything's paper profits, where we know with NWP, this is real profits, and everyone has to make that withdrawal if they've made more than $10, especially more than $10, because then they're definitely going to want to either go and spend it or reinvest it. What do you think of this?
Sounds like a good idea, Rich.
And what sort of time should we do this meeting?
Well, maybe mid-afternoon, early afternoon type of thing.
Maybe we should put a poll on the group and just ask people, maybe we give some example. Say, if we say sort of 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and we see, or ask them for suggestions if they are. We'll give three ideas, and then we can just record that and put it on the group, because obviously not everyone will be able to, but we would eventually want more than a few people to do that withdrawal, if possible, so that we can show it,
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, doing the poll. So give a morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, or evening or something, yeah.
Okay. Any other ideas from people in the group?
Hi, Rich. Hi, Paula. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Peter.
I think Saturday around 4-5. I think will be an ideal time according to my observation.
Okay. All right. So about 4 or 5 on a Saturday. All right.
Yeah.
Good. What do you think of this idea, Peter?
It is a good idea, Rich. It will give more encouragement,
okay,
and show the reality of this whole exercise.
Yes. And it would also help people to if they're unsure, they can see how the process works every time. Because often
Absolutely.
People, if you're not making a withdrawal every week, and then every other week you have to try to remember how to do it, at least there's an example, and they can go and watch the video and see how it works, I know the time when Paula and I did that, when on the Zoom, it helped a lot of people just to get the process of making the withdrawal and that sort of thing. So this would just be more material for them to look through and see every time, Okay.
Yeah, Rich, I think it's very helpful, because I find a number of people are needing the help regularly, because it can be quite a process when you're not used to it. So if we've got it recorded, or even if we record it just as one little 2-minute video, whatever, of how to make a withdrawal with all the steps, it's always a good go back to, without having to explain or what have you.
Yes.
And they can do first step, pause the video. Next step, pause the video. And when a person's doing it themselves in that way, then it starts sinking in, and they'll get the process easier, I think.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, good. So we'll put that poll out on a group and then we'll start it this weekend. That's great. Yeah. I think it'll be nice, be good for people.
Yeah, I also agree.
Sally, what was that?
I'm saying that I also agree on that one, also the video, because when you do it by yourself whilst you're watching the video, it builds you some courage, you get encouraged that, oh, I can do it, and then you just rest assured because now you're following the video, you're not going to make mistakes, and you can just go back and forth as much as you want without thinking that you're bothering somebody. I think it's the best.
Yes. Yeah, I think what we can do now, we'll obviously record the actual first one, and then people will be on the call, and then they can just, if anyone who's having problems, they can just ask questions, and it'll help other people as well. So I think it'll be very useful. All right, so moving forward to the next marketing tactic. This is an idea where we create a hashtag like NWP Weekly Win. And what we do here is encourage people to take screenshots or screen recordings of their weekly profits. And the reason why it's screen recordings often is a screenshot can be manipulated, whereas a recording of your screen shows people that you have earned some money. So that's just another way of doing it. So what we can do then is activate that on the weekend as well, where we'll use this hashtag with the video, and then people can actually use that video and send it out and that sort of thing. When I edit the video, I'll just take out the person's name, whoever's video whoever his account we're using, because obviously it's your money. It's quite, it shouldn't be for everyone, but at least they can see how it happened. And obviously, if you're on the live call, we'll just ask that people don't make videos of the actual live call and only use the video that we send out on the recording afterwards that has been edited and the names have been taken out. I think it's just better like that. And then the third idea was a capital check testimonial. And this is where if anyone's making a withdrawal of their capital, for them to say something like, I've been with NWP for so many months. This month I decided to withdraw some of my capital, and it was in my wallet within an hour. Because from my experience of withdrawing capital and helping people withdraw their capital, it's never taken more than an hour. So yeah, this is another idea of just to show people, because like it says here, the second biggest fear is about fake profits and the inability to access one's capital. So, if you are drawing capital, maybe it's a good idea to make a testimonial, even if you're not going to share it with a group, but to share it with your prospects. That's another way of doing things. Right, so that is my little spiel for this evening. I hope that was helpful. Are there any other questions that you have? Anything that you'd like to discuss? Any question that will help you build the business? Or anything about NWP?
All right. Myself, I would like to ask, as far as this binary is concerned, because I've got my son's sofa, and there is somebody who would like to come in. So, because now we are just straight on My sons are straight just under me on the left. Our right, I didn't put anybody. So I was thinking that going forward with this binary thing, do I have to put somebody on my left so that I can have I can be balanced?
Well, Sally, let me go quickly to your. Let me just find your account, and then
Yes, so that we can actually know which side are we am I at. Yes.
Let me scroll down the list here and find you, and then we can have a look. Okay, so this is your account here. Okay,
Yes.
and you've got
Yes.
Gavin, Shupi, and Tumiso in your left-hand side here. So
Yes.
this means, and if we look at your actual account, you've got $270 on your left, and you've got 5,687 on your right. Okay. So what that means is that you don't have to worry about your right-hand side. You're already earning the binary. Is that correct?
No, the last time when I was checking, I didn't see any binary. I checked the binary, there was nothing. So I thought maybe I need my direct recruit. Maybe that's what I thought.
No, you'll definitely be earning the binary. I can assure you, you're earning the binary because of these three people on your left here, and then this is your spillover leg on the right, and there's sufficient in there, so you will actually be earning the binary. So if we look at your business, let's just see this last week, you probably would have earned about 50 cents on the binary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you would have earned from your people, your direct referrals, and you would have earned about 50 cents on the binary this last week.
Oh, all right. So then I don't have to worry about the right. I must continue building from the left going down.
Just on the left, you've got sufficient on the right, and remember with the NWP system, you only need to, concentrate on your left because you've got spillover on your right, and that's giving you your business on the right. So all you need to do is concentrate on your left.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know and to understand.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure. Good. Well, I hope that helps other people as well when you see that, and you can understand how the binary works. And so that was our little presentation for this evening. If you do have any other things for any of the other weeks coming forward, please just suggest them and we can look at those, and we will have different topics and that sort of thing, and also different people presenting from week to week on this call. All right. Well, thanks very much. Thanks for joining me this evening. Thanks for your time, and do have a good evening further.